A very good morning to you all, children. Children, I welcome you all to today's session of English Literature Drama, in which today we will once again be studying The Merchant of Venice, written by Sir William Shakespeare. And we are still on Act 1, Scene 1. In my previous video, we have seen an introduction I given, whatever the themes, and then we went on with Act 1, Scene 1, in which um, the mood of Antonio was melancholic. He was not the perfect Antonio as he is. He was very sad and depressed because he was worried about his Aragos, his ships, and he was not aware where they are, right? And then Salarine and Selenio tries to make merry of him, and ultimately he gets angered and entered Bassanio with his friends. So seeing that, these guys started moving away, right? Because Antonio, they knew the moment Bassanio will come, Antonio will not be paying them the attention, the kind of attention which Antonio is giving to them now, right? So, exeunt Salarino and Selenio and enters Lorenzo along with Bassanio and Graciano. My lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you, but at dinner time I pray you have in mind where we must meet, right? Lorenzo says, as we have met, Antonio is here, so let us, I and Graciano move out and we'll meet in the dinner time. Bassanio, I will not fail you, means I will be there. Now, Graciano, you look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it, but that do. But by it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed. Now, Graciano was a man of thousand words, right? That means he used to speak a lot. See, this is a simple thing you wanted to ask. Why are you looking like this, Antonio? And he said a lot many things that you look not well, and it seems that you respect this world a lot. You have a lot more things to do in this world, right? And it seems that you that respect, the love you which you had on this world, you have lost it all, right? And the things which you have buyed, which you have earned with a lot of care, and you look changed, Antonio. I hold the world but as the world, means I take things as they are. I look whatever I am feeling right now. Graciano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine is a sad one. And this is a world is a stage in which everybody has to come and play a role, and my role today is of a sad person. Graciano now begins his very famous speech. Let me play the fool with mirth and laughter. Let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Right? He's trying to say, let me play the role of a joker, trying to cheer you up, right? As because with joy and laughter, these old wrinkles which of sadness of age which appear on the cheeks, they vanish, and you look very pleasant. And let my liver rather heat up. And he's saying, "Ki let my liver, let me have some wine so that my liver becomes red again and I am full with energy and joy, right? Because looking at you, looking at this atmosphere, my heart is filled up with groans, and same is yours. That your heart is also full of sadness. Let us have some wine so that our heart is filled with joy, right? So now, what is happening here is he is trying to pacify Antonius. He is trying to pacify Antonio's sadness, right? But see what all things he will be saying. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like this, sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes up, and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I saying, why? What is wrong with you, Antonio? That you are a man of a warm blood, you are a man who is full of energy, right? Right? And why is it that you are staying here as if your old picture, old statue is being carved out of marble here, right? It is looking as if you're sad, your old picture is, or statue is being carved out of marble. You're not the same person. And it is looking as if you are awake, but you are sleeping in awake, and you are looking as if you suffer from jaundice. Right? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. Right? So he's saying, Graciano, that why I'm speaking like this is because I love you a lot, and it is my love for you that is enticing me to speak to you. There are sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like standing pond, and do wilful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion. He's trying to say that there are certain peoples in in this world, right, who portray themselves as their feelings are like cream and mantle, still, and like a standing pond. They look like a standing pond. Everything is very calm, cool, quiet there, right? And that willful stillness and that atmosphere of stillness, right? That atmosphere of stillness which they present to the world, right, is because they want that people should have an opinion about them that they are very calm and cool, and they are man of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, right? That they are man of wisdom, that is why they are looking so cool, calm, still, and gravity means of some intelligence. And who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when my ope my lips let no dog bark? And those people say that we are the Sir Oracle, we are the greatest orators of this world, and when I am opening my mouth to speak out something, let nobody should speak, nobody should interrupt me. Oh my Antonio, I do know of these, and therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing, when I am very sure that they should speak. Right? He's saying to Antonio that I know there are many peoples in this world who prefer to remain quiet when they should be speaking a lot because they are having a lot of things to speak. Would almost damn their, and when they speak such words, they utter such thing that you curse your ears. Why have I am hearing them? Right? Which hearing them will call their brothers fool. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait. For this fool Gurgion, this opinion comes, good Lorenzo, fare ye well. He's saying, ki, now he is referring to the Salarino and Selenio here, right? And when they speak, they will call their brothers as fool, means the people of belonging to their community, their near and dear ones, as fools, right? He's saying, I am going to tell you many of such things another time, because do not fish this with the melancholy bait, right? Do not be a part of this with a melancholic mood, right? Just get out of the melancholic mood which you are having, right? For this fool Gurjion, this opinion comes, right? And take this as an opinion from this fool standing here, that is he himself, Graciano. And then he requests Lorenzo to let us move and fare you goodbye for a while, and I'll be continuing with my discussion after dinner. Lorenzo, well, we will leave you till then, dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graciano never lets me speak. Lorenzo says, yes, at the dinner time we will be meeting, and I'll be remaining quiet because Graciano doesn't allow anybody to speak. Now, Graciano, well, keep me in company, but 2 more years. Thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue. Graciano said, if you will keep me in company for 2 more years, you will never, you will forget the sound of your ears. Right? Okay, Graciano. Thanks. I'll faith for silence is only commendable. It's a neat tongue, dried, and a maid not vendable. Now Graciano says, yes, silence, you being silent is very good because your tongue, when you're silent, there are no words on your tongue, and no, and a maid not vendable, right? And you are a woman, you're like a woman at that time who has not done anything, right? So, uh, what here Graciano wants to say is that he is the super boss. Nobody is like him, right? Nobody is like him, and others should remain quiet when he is speaking. Now, Antonio asked Bassiano, "Is there anything now which you want to say?" Right. So now we are coming to the real crux of the scene. Right. We are crux of the scene. So it's better I stop here because in this part we have seen a very big speech of Graciano, right, which is very important also, right? Some very important things are there which you need to learn. So I stop here, and until we meet again, it's a goodbye from my side.